Students, today we shall take the poem Christabel, composed by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And as you all know, Coleridge was a poet of Romantic age, and Coleridge's companionship with Wordsworth is very well known, and both of them together brought the famous lyrical ballads in 1798. And this particular poem was written in 1797, and it was also planned to be included in the volume of lyrical ballads, but it was not included in the first volume of the lyrical ballads. And as we know that Romantic age is the age of nature poetry and imaginative poetry, while Wordsworth's task of writing about natural events in a manner which rendered them unusual, and Coleridge set himself the task of creating a willing suspension of disbelief. By the power of his imagination, he creates such an atmosphere and imagery that we as readers believe the thing as real, while it is all a work of imagination. That's why we say he creates a willing suspension of disbelief. Coleridge wrote Christabel, and Christabel is also one of his fragment poems because he was addicted to opium, and he wrote some of the unfinished poems like Kubla Khan as well. And he wrote ballads like Rhyme of Ancient Mariner is his famous ballad, and you can see here Coleridge's picture, and we shall first see what a ballad is. The Christabel is a narrative ballad, and what a ballad is a song transmitted orally which tells a story. Ballads are thus the narrative species of folk songs which originate and are communicated orally among illiterate or only partly literate people. So, ballad is a kind of narrative where a story is narrated in a poetic way, and from the times immemorial it has been transmitted orally, and they were never written. And later on, the traditional ballad has greatly influenced the form and style of lyric poetry in general. It has also engendered the literary ballad, and then came literary ballads which were written and they were imitated upon the traditional ballads. And literary ballad is a narrative poem written in deliberate imitation of the form, language and spirit of the traditional ballad. Coleridge's Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, Christabel, and John Keats's La Belle Dame's Mercy are other important examples of literary ballad. So, let us come to the text of the poem Christabel. In the very beginning, the first stanza creates an atmosphere of medieval time, and there is a castle there, and we see that it is the time of midnight, and a sort of mysteriosity and suspense that such atmosphere is created when in the middle of the night there are various sounds one can hear, and one can perceive some sort of supernaturalism in his poems. So let us read the text. It is the middle of night by the castle clock, and the owls have awakened the crowing cock. To it, to who? And hark, again, the crowing cock, how drowsily it crew. So, such an atmosphere of midnight, where the castle clock is striking, and with the striking of that castle clock, here is a castle which is surrounded by a moat, and in that castle the clock strikes by midnight, and with the sound of the clock, the owls have awakened, and the owls awakens the crowing cock, and the sound of the owl is very much here. To it, to who? And hark again. Hark means see, and see again here asks us to see the crowing cock, and the crowing cock, how drowsily it crew, and in a drowsy manner in the midnight the cock is awakened, and in a drowsy manner it crew. So we have seen the setting of the atmosphere of the poem in the very beginning, and we go to the second stanza. Sir Leoline the Baron rich hath a toothless mastiff bitch. See the rhyme, rich and bitch. So here we find Sir Leoline, who is the father of Christabel, the title of the poem, Christabel, of the little girl Christabel. Sir Leoline the Baron rich, who is a rich baron, hath a toothless mastiff bitch. He had a bitch which was toothless mastiff bitch. From her kennel beneath the rock she maketh answer to the clock, and as the clock strikes, she responds by barking from her kennel beneath the rock. In the night there is another sound added of the bitch, 4 for the quarters and 12 for the hour. So, in 1 hour, 4 times it responds, and in 1 hour she responds 12 times, and 12 for the hour. So 12 plus 4, 16. In 1 hour, she responds by 16 times, ever and aye, by shine and shower, whether there is any kind of weather, whether it is shine, whether it is winter, whether it is rainy, she responds regularly every hour 16 times, 16 short howls, not over loud, and she responds in a very short and loud manner. Some say she sees my lady shroud, and it is said, some people say that she sees the ghost of Lady Leoline, Sir Leoline's wife and Christabel's mother, Lady Leoline, and some people say that she sees the shroud, the ghost of Lady Leoline. So, here another, some sort of supernatural is added The ghost of Lady Leoline is added. So many sounds are introduced in the very beginning. So here the beginning is the beginning we see medieval setting and the night time. So all the things so supernatural attracts us, and we shall do further stanzas in our next chapter. Till then you should read the text and enjoy the supernatural power of poetry of William of S.T. Coleridge. Thank you.